Howdy folks. Remember we were doing this teapot. I've done the body and we've done the lid, but we're now going to put the spout on and the handle. So let's get down to the wheel head, get right on with that. Just going to bring the camera down on in, and we'll just bring it in a little bit. Something like that. Hope that's, yeah, that's about right. Okay, so I'm going to do the spout. Well, I've got a spout here. Incidentally, when you make your teapot and the various components, you'll find that the lid and the spout will dry quite a lot faster than the body, so you'll have to wrap them up. Alright, there you can see the spout as it is at the moment. Well, what I've got to do, of course, is I've got to cut that spout. So if you get a knife, dip it in some water, and then I have to cut it across at the right angle. Well, I know what that angle is now from past experience, and it's about like that. So there's a little bit of trimming that is necessary to do just around the edge of the spout here. Like that. Now just offer up the spout to the teapot. Right, at the moment I need to just dip the spout in some water to soften up the sort of heel of the spout, so it's nice and soft. Right, I'll just come off the wheel so I can show you this in a bit more detail. So what are the considerations that we need to think about when putting the spout on? Well, obviously we need to get the spout, don't we, in the right position, in other words the right height as much as anything. So there you can see what I would think to be is the right height. The height is really governed by the level of tea that you're going to put into the teapot. Obviously you don't want to fill it to the top and then find that it's dribbling out of the spout. So you want to make sure that if I represent the level of the teapot with my stick, say you don't want to fill it right to the very top, but say there, you can then afford to have it, make sure that it's above that line, really, basically. That's what I'm trying to say, in a roundabout kind of way. Okay, so then what I do is press it on there like that, you see. That leaves a mark, a bit like a kiss. You see? So that's all you do, like that. Just press it a bit and it'll leave a mark. Okay, put that to one side. You can see the mark that has been left there. Alright, so you want to get yourself one of these hole borers, and I'm going to start to just put in a few holes here. These are sort of, actually this is a little bit bigger than I would normally use. I have a smaller one somewhere. It'll do though, that's fine. Just do that so you can see. Now you don't have to do any, there's no secret number of holes, but just get a good few holes there so the tea will flow out through the, and as these holes in this case are actually rather A little bit bigger than I usually do. Right, so now next thing is I'm going to scratch up. Now you've heard me say many times I use my fingernail. Well, I could use my fingernail, but I'm actually just going to use the, in this case I'm going to use the blade of a knife here just to key the area around where the spout is going to join, okay? Like that. Right. Now going to need, I don't seem to have any, unfortunately. Wet it. Just there, the point of contact where the spout is going to go. Just checking the clock there, just to see that we're not running out of time. What I was really looking for was some slurry, which, can you just see if it's outside the other wheel there's a bit of slurry in the throwing bowl maybe? Sorry, I'm just getting some help here. It's always good to have a bit of help, isn't it? Any luck?
Not really.
Not really? Should have thought of this beforehand, shouldn't I? Nah, never mind. I'll just put that away there. Okay. It's actually, you can just get a bit of, if you haven't got any slurry, just get a bit of soft clay like that. Okay, just work it into that area around there where you're going to work it into the keyed area, okay? Right, let's take the spout. And let's just take the spout and locate the spout there, right on the, to that area. Now, give it a bit of firm pressure. Like that. Now use my finger and the sort of the fleshy bit on the side of my finger in a rolling fashion like that. Just make sure that's nicely pressed on all around the edge there. What you don't want is the tea spewing out of a leak. There we are. See, I'm making that join there good and proper like that. Takes a bit of time, you see, making a teapot. It's not something you can just, and it takes a bit of care, you know. Teapot is something to be admired, so you want to put a bit of love in it, a little bit of love. Right. So after you've done that, take your sponge and sponge over the join. Okay, so there we have the lid, and we have the spout attached. Next thing I want to do is actually cut the spout. Now if you're going to cut a spout, take a blade of a knife that is rather thin. Okay. Now the angle of cut is very slightly, just show you by doing this, you don't cut it straight, you cut it very slightly down on one side, on this left hand side, because it does up. So I have to get down on my knees here, say a little prayer. Because no, I'm just getting down here just to get my height right here. So when I'm satisfied, I then you see I've made a mark there like that. I want to continue that mark right the way around the other side. Rather than, well, you might say, oh, why are you doing that? Why don't you just sort of cut it straight across? If you just put that in there and just cut it straight across, when you get to the other side here, the blade will cause the edge to break away. I don't want to do that, so I'm kind of incising the line a little bit all the way around now before I actually make the cut. Right, now I'm going to make the cut and wet the blade of the knife, alright, before you do it. And it helps to have a blade that is sharp as well. Oh, wanted to show you that. You see, that's the bit I've cut off. Okay. Now, yeah, that is very slightly down on one side. It's not easy to see, but I think it is. What I need to do now is clean up the I don't know if you have one of these pottery knives, but they're pretty handy, and you can use it to just go over the spout, tidying it, making it nice as much as you can. Now, with the hole borer, I then try and make a nice area right on the tip where the tea can flow off from. So, how are we doing for time? Yeah, I think we're going to have to cut this clip. Well, there it is, folks. Putting on the spout onto the teapot. I hope that made sense to you. Get the position right. Get it so it's flowing. It's in harmony with the rest of the shape, so it isn't sticking out like a sore thumb. Okay folks, this is Simon Leach here saying keep practicing, stay tuned, and join us for the next part of this clip. Bye now.